Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Daryl D TV. Welcome back. And this is another edition of my Richard Corben comic collection, part 19, I think. Part 19, but this is magazine edition, part, what is it? I think 7. I think it's part 7 for my magazine edition. This is going to be short but sweet. There's a few books I wanted to show you that I really only recently found out they existed. Now, we're going to talk about heavy metal on this video. Heavy Metal magazine, you know that Corben is probably best known for his work in heavy metal. And from my research and what I have found, at least in the past, I could never find anything, I believe, past 1999. And so I really ignored any heavy metal after that year, at least in terms of finding any Corbin stories in them. Uh, but I recently found, like, pretty much all within the same month, I would say, I found a number of later heavy metal issues that featured Corbin stories. Now, I will say that every book I'm going to show you, they just basically had broken up the Corbin's Murky World book that he did, and they just put parts, one, two, three, four, five, six, whatever, um, in each of these heavy metals. Now, the first one that I want to show you is from 2019, and these stretch, I believe, from 2019 to 2021, if I'm not mistaken. So, wow, yeah, I didn't know that any of his stuff, even went that far. But now that I realize it's just re, what would you call it? Re-releases of one of his classic stories. This is issue number 294 from 2019, and I don't believe I know there's a lot of them. They broke the story up quite a bit because in one of these books, it might have even been this one. Um, it said part 8. Now I have Murky World, but I didn't know that that was such a long running story because I have it in comic book form. I do believe that that story had continued or was extended in, I believe, another book. But yeah, so it's this one that's got chapter 8. So, and this is 294. So there's got to be what, at least 7 other issues before this that has the the beginnings of that story in it. Um, wow, looks like and I'm not trying to spend a lot of money on these. I have Murky World. In fact, any of these magazines, I'm not trying to break the bank on any of them. There have been a few that I spent a little bit more than I wanted to. I know there's a few that I've spoken about already, and I know of at least one that I haven't shown you yet. That'll be in an upcoming video. Anyway, what's interesting about issue number 294 and what's completely new to me is as I was going through these, I realized that I had another copy of 294 with a different cover. Now, I don't claim to be Mr. Comic Info by any stretch of the imagination. I don't get into all of that stuff. If I'm privy to any of that kind of information, it just kind of happened. I'm just a collector and a reader, a fan of the comic world. I see something, I like it, I buy it, I read it, I enjoy it. That's where it starts and ends. But I never knew that comic magazines had variant covers. Somebody somebody let me know what's going on with this. Am I just that much out of the loop? Now I got to start making sure I don't pick up, 2 copies or 3 copies or 4 or 10 copies of the same comic magazine with different covers but the same story, because I'm certainly not into that. But yeah, this was quite a surprise, and like I said, this is 2019. So if anybody can kind of put me up on game in terms of variant covers for comic magazines, I would love to know a lot more about that. So that was an interesting discovery on my part. So then we're gonna jump. What was that? 294. Okay, I should have showed you this one first. This one is issue number 289, and it's labeled the what is it? The Sci-Fi Special. So, of course, Murky World would fit right in there. We have issue number 296, the Street Art Special. And there's like they put a lot of the different artists slash writers up here to let you know who else is in there. I saw some interesting names in addition to Corben, or names that I recognize. See if I can find Eastman. Kevin Eastman is in that one that I showed you earlier. I think he's in a number of these. I don't know what he's in. He's in this. Oh, well, that's the same issue. Duh. He's in those. Let's keep going. This is issue number 297. And I don't recognize any of these names. Oh, this is the winter special. And then we have 299. And this is the Mythical Worlds special. Wow, that is some wow art. That is some wow art. Check that out. Now, it was right around this time that the magazine did a price increase. In fact, I can go back to 289 and 294, was it? Those are both $8.95. But my 296 is showing $9.99. So it's just $2.99. And then the last one is actually, oh, this is the last one. We're already at the end of these. This is Dylan Sprouse, Sun Eater. I guess that's one of the stories in there. I don't know. But this one has actually jumped up to $13.99. Man, the cost of these magazines nowadays, there's no way I would pay $14 for a magazine. That's just out of the question. And this is issue number 301. Now, I know 300 has Corben in it. I believe there's, I want to say 302 as well also features Corben, but I'm not exactly sure. But these definitely do. So these are basically magazines that I didn't, modern heavy metals that I didn't even know existed until recently, that feature Corben. Again, I'm not chasing these. I believe, even with these, I believe I spent a little more than I wanted to. If my memory serves me correctly, these were all between $7 and $10, which for a story that I already have, no, 5 and under, that sounds reasonable. But I bought these when they were on sale. I believe I bought most of these at Dreadnought Comics right here in my neighborhood, and they had a sale. I think it was 25% off. So I picked them up because I wasn't finding too much other stuff that I wanted in there. But there you have it, some new modern Corben books that feature Murky World that I've added to my collection. And yeah, that's about all I have for you right now. I hope I got the video right. I believe this is part 19 and magazine edition part 7. But if that's not correct, just look at the title. It'll tell you exactly what it is. All right? So, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for allowing me to keep talking about my favorite comic book artist, Richard Corben. And we'll see you next time. This is Daryl D signing off. Be safe.